Welcome into my updated top 25. Since 2 weeks have passed, a lot has been shifted and turned on its head. So, no need for an introduction. Let's get straight to it. Just remember to subscribe, like the video if you like it, and comment your thoughts down below. Let's get right into it. Going right here into my first five here. At 25, we have Nebraska, 24, Liberty. Oklahoma comes in at 23, and at 22 comes in Boise State, and at 21, Pitt. Four out of these five teams were not ranked in my last poll. Nebraska's been in and out of my poll. They come in here at 5-1, halfway through the season, 5-1. You know, if you do the simple math, they're on pace for a 10-2 season. It's not going to happen. I'm going to guarantee it almost. Anything can happen, but Nebraska, really, really solid team this year, and they're coming up against a really good Indiana team that may make a appearance here in a bit. Liberty not ranked, they're undefeated coming out of the Conference USA. They will, my prediction here is that they will be undefeated and the G5 champion. In my opinion, their schedule is really soft and they already got through the hard part of their schedule playing App State and whatnot. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's G5, but Liberty has made a strong case to be in the top 25, and I think they belong here. Oklahoma, they're down 4 spots to 23 from my last poll where I had them at 19. And Oklahoma, they're just a little lifeless on offense. That loss took place after my poll, my last poll, excuse me, my last top 25. And Oklahoma just does not show much life on offense with Jackson Arnold. They made the QB switch, and they're just in a lot of turmoil right now and going up against a very good Texas team. We'll see how it goes, but I don't think that it'll turn out favorably for them. But hey, they've owned Texas as of late. Pitt comes in 5-0. Eli Holstein at quarterback should be considered for the Heisman. He is absolutely insane. They're putting up a ton of points per game. They're a lot like Indiana. I would like to see them play a couple more quality teams before I slide them way up more, but man, they're looking really good right now. All right, now we have 20 through 16. My next five teams. Kansas State's up 4 spots to number 20. Missouri's down 9 spots. They were in my top 10, but now they are down to 19. BYU, SMU, and Indiana in that order make their first appearance in the Quicktalk top 25. Now let's start from the bottom up. Kansas State's up 4 spots. They, went down. They lost that game to BYU. It was really ugly game, and I had them down. And then since then, they've won a game. They've had a bye week, and I think that they are a much more calm and collected team than they were against BYU. And I think that they are solidly in the top 20 here at number 20. Missouri's down 9 spots after that horrible loss against Texas A&M. There's no excuses. They should be better. And that coupled with the fact that they barely escaped Vandy with a win, can't say the same for Bama, obviously, but the fact that they really struggled against Vandy shows me that they're just not quite up to snuff yet. So that's why they're down so many spots. BYU's came in from the unranked. They're 5-0. They look really good. They have some really good wins on the schedule. Wins like Kansas State, for example. So they're in there. SMU just took down a top 25 Louisville team, and they are 5-1 on the season. I've always liked this SMU team. I thought that they were one of the more powerful teams out of the ACC, even though not many people know about them. Indiana 6-0. They seem to put up about 45 points per game, and they were the first bowl eligible team. If you could have picked any team in the offseason to be the first bowl eligible team, none of you guys would have said Indiana. No one, not even Indiana fans. So good on Indiana and Kurt Signetti. Now, I would really like to see them play someone, and they're going to have the chance to versus, in my opinion, a top 25 team in Nebraska this upcoming week. Now, really quick, before we move on to this 15 through 11 spots to the next five, I would again like to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 500. That's our next goal. And then the next goal is 1,000 subscribers. And I think we can hit that really quickly if everyone watching just subscribed. Like the video as always, it just gets the video out to more people, and sharing the video as well, just getting the video out to more college football fans out there. And commenting your thoughts down below. I love to engage with you guys down in the comment section below. All right, let's get right into Iowa State at 15, Texas A&M at 14, LSU, Ole Miss, and Clemson go 13, 12, and 11. We got some really solid teams here that have just struggled at times, really, except for Iowa State. Iowa State's really never struggled. I mean, you could say the Iowa game was a struggle, but they won that game. And Iowa State's in a really good position in the Big 12 to possibly go ahead and make a run for the Big 12 championship game. They're 5-0. They're up 5 spots. They were number 20 on my last poll. The trajectory just keeps going up. Texas A&M up 9 spots. I always kind of believed in this team. They never dropped down on my ranking, even when they lost to Notre Dame. I thought that they're a very talented team, and Mike Elko is a very good head coach. So, I mean, you consider that with the fact that, hey, now they have a quality win on their schedule in Missouri, even if they look a little shaky right now. LSU's up a spot. They've been slowly just going up. I think they started the year around 18 in my poll, and they've just been slowly going up. And I think that they'll continue to go up as long as they stay consistent on offense and competent on defense. Ole Miss, they're down 6 after that terrible loss to Kentucky. Really, after the first drive, never got much going in their favor. And I just hope that it's not too much of an issue for them going forward. Clemson's up 5 spots. A lot of people have Clemson in their top 10. I do not trust Cade Klubnik enough to put them in there against a legitimate defense. And he's going to play some legitimate defenses soon. He hasn't played many since the Georgia game. We all know how he looks against Georgia. So when you play a legit defense, Cade Klubnik really doesn't perform as well. He can prove me wrong, but until he has proven me wrong, I'm not going to put them in the top 10 until they play a legit defense, and he plays good against legit defense. So that's my thoughts on Clemson. Other than that, I think that they're a very solid team, just not top 10 material quite yet. All right, moving to the top 10. Well, the first half of the top 10, that is. Utah at 10, Tennessee at 9, dropping 5 spots. Notre Dame up 7 spots to number 8, Alabama at 7, and Miami at 6. Starting at the bottom here, Utah is up 1 spot since my last poll. They were 11, now they're up to 10. And, Utah is one of those really consistent teams. Cam Rising's health, man, it's always up and down, fluctuating. So, I think that they've well prepared for that, really, in my opinion, because they've had to deal with it for so long. Kyle Whittingham, really, really good head coach this far through the season. And I think that that they definitely have to work for their wins. But, man, they're a really well head coached team. That's what screams when you watch the Utes play. All right, moving to our next team here. Tennessee, they're down 5 spots after taking that ugly loss against Arkansas. I still think that they're a very good team. They're just not quite an elite team that a lot of us thought they were. Notre Dame's up 7 spots, number 8, in my opinion. They were 15 last poll. They've really shown that they can dig themselves out of the hole that they dug themselves in when they lost to Northern Iowa. I think that they're still a really good team. A lot of blue chip players on that defense, and on offense, if they can get Riley Leonard in the passing game going some more and just keep going, I think that they can be a really lethal team come December. Alabama is down 2 spots. They beat Georgia, and they lost to Vandy. Those two events had not happened last time I put out my top 25. So I had Bama at 5. They beat Georgia. They vaulted up to 1 or 2. I can't remember. Then they lost to Vandy, which bring them down 6 or 7 spots. So that is why they're down to 7. They're still a very good team, but again, like Tennessee, are they elite? That's one of my big questions for Bama. I think they'll be all right, but are they elite? I don't think so. I just think that they're a very good team. Miami, I would be a lot more confident in Miami if they had not tried to sell the Cal and Virginia Tech game. They would 100% be in my top 25, but I just don't trust them enough at the moment. A couple convincing wins, and man, they're right there. All right, so my top 5, a little bit self-explanatory here. A lot of people have the same. I have Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Oregon, and Georgia going from 1 to 5. Georgia having that one loss against Alabama makes them the odd man out here. I still think that if you were to put them head to head against Miami at number 6, that Georgia would beat them by a fair amount. So that's why I have them over Miami at the moment, even though they do have the one loss. Oregon and Penn State, really splitting hairs here, but Penn State is built for December in cold weather. Oregon, you could argue not as much. This Ohio State Oregon game is really going to help separate these teams in in a couple days from now, really. And then Texas, I have them at 2. They'll remain at 2. Ohio State, they will remain at 1 until proven otherwise. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all know what to do. Subscribe, like the video, share it, and comment your thoughts down below. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one.